Hi, my name is Eric, and this is my team, Milka, Lana, and Collins, and we're going to run you through the species we chose for our presentation, the Magnolia grandiflora. So this is the table of contents, a quick rundown of what we're going to go over: the phylogeny, the appearance, distribution and habitat, ecological importance, nutrition, and reproduction. So I'm going to take you over the phylogeny. So the Magnolia grandiflora is part of the plantae kingdom. It's a plant. It is part of the Anthophylla phylum, which means it's an angiosperm, which we learned about in class. It produces seeds and flowers, but it resists the classification between eudicot and monocot. Taxonomists think that it diverged in evolution much earlier than that classification came about. And so it's its own separate little clade in the Anthophylla phylum. There are over 300 magnolids, and they date back to the early Cretaceous.
So we're going to hop over to appearance. So the Magnolia grandiflora is kind of a simple flower, but she's complex looking in the inside. So just for a simple breakdown, the Magnolia flowers come in all different shapes and sizes and have a very distinctive appearance. The flowers come in a variety of colors ranging from pink, yellow, green, but most notably the Magnolia grandiflora have a off-white creamish appearance, as you can see in the previous photo. They are roughly pretty large. They're around 6 to 7 inches each, and they tend to have dark colored leaves on the outside. And those leaves themselves are around 10 inches too, and they're quite big. So,
Moving on to distribution and habitat. The Magnolia grandiflora is native to the southeastern United States. This includes North Carolina to central Florida and west all the way to East Texas. It grows in Mesic to hydroclimate. This means moist, well-drained soil, and it's predominantly on the coastal plains of the United States. The species of Magnolia has a long history of cultivation in the US, partly due to its adaptability to soil and climate in temperate as well as tropical regions. And it can withstand winter temperatures between 6 and -12 degrees Celsius, but it's unable to produce fruits and flowers. This has led to the horticulture industry to hybridize the tree so that it will produce cold hardy genotypes and be able to withstand colder temperatures as low as -40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Then speaking about the ecological importance of Magnolia grandiflora, this plant serves a wide range of purposes in an ecosystem. First, it serves as like a food source. What do we mean by that? As a green plant, they are autotrophs, which simply means they are able to like produce food. They are producers in the food web cycle. And they are able to do this because they have chlorophyll in their chloroplast, which are able to like attract the energy from the sunlight, takes the energy to produce simple sugars, which organisms live off of. Second, the plants find application in pharmaceutical industry. There's a history of Magnolia grandiflora having an off-label indication in the management of high blood pressure. Third, it has an application in the nutrient cycle. Magnolia leaves are able to like add nutrients in form of humus to the topsoil layers. And by so doing, they're able to like enrich the soil. Next slide, please. Then speaking about still ecological importance of Magnolia, we can be able to find application in pollination, which it means they serve like kind of like hosts for some pollinators, like insects. They do this by having like colorful petals, which attract those insects to harbor in there. And when the insect live off of them, they'll be able to like, rub off their body from their pollen grains, which serve like male gamete, and transfer it to like a receptive stigma. And by so doing, the flowers are able to like fertilize, which leads to reproduction. And in urban areas, magnolia trees, due to their branch root network, are able to serve a purpose when it comes to like checking erosion, especially like in the gullies. They also find application as an ornament by the good looking appearance of the white colorful flowers they have. Magnolia flowers can be able to package in such a way that can be able to use as a gift presentation. Next, we'll be talking about the nutrition of this wonderful plant. As already said, it's an autotroph and it's able to carry out photosynthesis. In other ways, they are food producers in food cycle. So Magnolia makes its own food and also makes that for organisms in an ecosystem. And they're able to do this by the process of photosynthesis because they have the chlorophyll in their chloroplast, which is able to attract the energy from the sun. And there goes some chemical reaction in form of photolysis of water to produce simple sugars. Then the food in form of the sugars which the plant also produce they can utilize those food in a process known as cellular respiration to generate adenosine triphosphate ATPs, which drives other chemical and metabolic activities in the plant. So having looked at this, that gives us a little bit overview of what the nutrition is.
Good. Okay. For reproduction, kind of to piggyback off of Collins said, the Magnolia grandifloras are multicellular plants that reproduce sexually in a multitude of ways. Their ability to reproduce is demonstrated in their female and male structures, known as the pistil and the stamens. My apologies. The reproduction that occurs through pollination is largely attributed to the beetle population, which I didn't know that, so I thought that was pretty interesting, which helps transport pollen from the stamens to the stigmas within the pistils. When the sperm cells within pollen combine with the eggs of the flowers, fertilization then occurs. After this occurs, fruit forms known as the magnolia cone, and that can be around 6 inches in length, and these are then dispersed and they create new flowers. So kind of to demonstrate what I just said, here is the overall life cycle of the magnolia flower. And I didn't know this, but magnolia flowers, they have a quite interesting life cycle. So they take often around 80 to 120 years to form and produce and die. Seed production alone takes a few months, up to 10 years to form a low percentage of seeds. And then after the first 25 years, you'll have a spike in seed production, but only half of those actual seeds will be visible with the naked eye.
Cool. Thank you guys for that. Next, I'm going to show an informative poster I made with all the research we compiled. This is a poster as it might appear in a classroom. It shows kind of humorously all the topics we discussed, and over the top it shows the phylogeny of the species we chose, the Magnolia grandiflora. And here are our resources. Thank you.
Thank you.